In St. Mary Parish, Louisiana, a routine lockdown at a small-town jail exploded into one of the most chaotic and dangerous inmate escapes the area has seen in years. And it all began with a split-second moment inside the Berwick Police Department jail, a moment investigators say turned an ordinary night into a multi-agency manhunt stretching across 2 parishes. It was Wednesday evening when 46-year-old Cecil Michael Stratton, an inmate already known for violent tendencies and a previous escape from a North Louisiana prison, made his move. Jailers were securing inmates during standard lockdown procedures when things took a sudden turn. What officers first believed would be a brief struggle quickly escalated, authorities say, as Stratton allegedly threw a chemical substance directly into a police officer's face. Whatever that chemical was, it temporarily blinded and injured the officer, giving Stratton the opening he needed. And he didn't escape alone. Another inmate, 22-year-old Brandon Burnett, seized the moment and followed behind him as the chaos erupted inside the jail. Within minutes, alarms were triggered and agencies across the parish were notified. Officers fanned out, searching for both men in the dark Louisiana night. Burnett didn't make it far. Officials say he was recaptured not long after the escape, brought back into custody before he could fully flee the area. But Stratton, he was a different story. Authorities say he slipped into the surrounding neighborhoods and vanished. And for 2 long days, he managed to stay one step ahead of law enforcement, despite patrols, roadblocks, canine units, drones, and relentless pressure from the St. Mary Parish Sheriff's Department. Residents were warned to stay indoors. Schools monitored entry points. The entire region seemed to tense up as the hours passed without a sighting. Sheriff Gary Driscoll later said his team knew Stratton was dangerous, and they treated the search like a critical situation. The chase stretched into Thursday and Friday, with deputies following leads that led into marsh areas, backroads, and residential neighborhoods. But it wasn't until late Friday night that everything finally broke open. Both Stratton and Burnett now face an avalanche of charges, including disarming a police officer, aggravated escape, battery on a police officer, aggravated battery, and unauthorized entry of a critical infrastructure. Burnett's bail has already been set at $500,000, and officials say additional charges are expected for both inmates as the investigation continues. For residents of St. Mary Parish, it's a relief to know the manhunt is over. But the incident has raised tough questions about jail security, inmate handling procedures, and the growing danger officers face during even routine tasks. What began as a lockdown turned into a 3-day ordeal that captured statewide attention and reminded everyone just how quickly things can spiral inside a jail. As the investigation unfolds, authorities say more details will be released. But one thing is certain, for nearly 48 hours, a Louisiana community was on edge, and the recapture of Cecil Stratton brought that tension to an end.